Christensen. I'm the founder of Sana Jardin, and I am so thrilled to know that you're on the other side of this screen. It's really exciting for me and for us. We have started a series. Today is the inaugural series in the event that we're calling Cosmic Hour. And what we will be doing is hosting a workshop every month that's free for the people who want to tune in. And we'll be working with different energy and healing practitioners who I've worked with over the course of my journey and interest in energy healing over the course of the last 15 years. So I'm opening up my tiny little black book, or golden book, of people who I think are the most talented practitioners in the world. And so we thought it would be an appropriate time to launch this series on the summer solstice. I have come to know Lola Holmes, who is an incredible theta healer, meditation guide, leader of retreats, Kundalini teacher, a woman of all types of magic. I met her through Fiona Arrigo, who founded A Place to Heal in London, so for those of you who are tuning in from London, you might be familiar with her. She's a legendary guru, I would say, and she'll be talking to us next month, leading a workshop on the divine feminine, which I'm very excited about. And so thank you, Fiona, for introducing me to Lola last year. And so Lola is here. This is, for everyone who's on this call, I'm telling you, this is time well spent. Lola always, whenever I've worked with her, whatever I'm wanting to manifest appears almost the next day. She is so powerful and so loving and so intuitive and so understanding. So she's going to be doing a short meditation with us and some breath work for release. She's going to be talking about the astrology of the solstice right now, and then moving us into a theta healing session, and then the basics of manifestation and manifesting different types of soulmates and up-leveling our experiences in relationships. So this is a very juicy one. So I'm really excited, and I love you, Lola. I love you, Fiona. And I'm just so happy that everyone is here. From what I understand from our team, we had 90 people sign up. So, so it's exciting. Okay, Lola, over to you. You're on mute, Lola.
Okay, now unmuted. Amy, thank you so much for that introduction and for inviting me. And thank you too to Fiona, who is really my mentor and my guide in this path. And it feels really magical to be here with you all today, to share this next hour, to go on a journey together where we're really going to connect with what's going on in this time, to use whatever's happening in your life. Some of us are transitioning really intense times right now. The world is transitioning really intense times, which is why it's so special to set this time in our days to come together, and especially as women, to really sit in circle and in ceremony, and to open a portal for you each to connect to that mystic, to the feminine mystic that lives within you, and to work this solstice energy. So how did I come to? I'm going to give you a little introduction into myself. Right now, I'm sitting in a very magical place. It was amazing how this appeared, because I'm in Tepoztlán. It's in the mountains in Mexico City, and I have a feminine retreat starting tomorrow. And I was moving hotels, and I was like, I need good Wi-Fi. I didn't know where to do it. And my friend offered me this incredible greenhouse called Margarita. And it's named in honor of his grandmother. His great-grandmother was one of the first cinematographers of Mexico. So this whole place is surrounded in flowers. And I just really love the synchronicity of like Sana Jardin, this amazing conscious perfume brand, coming together with Margarita, who they invented margaritas after. I mean, she's that cool. And how these two energies weave together. And I'm kind of sat in the middle going like, wow, okay, what are we manifesting today? So I just like to say, like, we're already channeling this really strong energy of feminine creativity and like really pushing frontiers, Margarita as well was a woman who, like, during the Mexico was in a really tough time with the dictatorship, and she would throw these amazing gatherings in her house here for the artists like Frida Kahlo and things. And it feels like we're in this time of revolution again, of these creative forces coming up, and especially with what's going on with the Aquarian age, and you're shifting from Piscean to Aquarian. It's like really is the time of the feminine rising. And I know Fiona is going to do a beautiful workshop next time around the divine feminine. So I'm just so honored to be here with you guys on the solstice and to connect with that. So before we dive into more talking, I'm going to explain a little bit about me. I want us to all drop in with ourselves. So I'm going to get you to just close your eyes. Just wherever you are right now, you're going to start to breathe, and you're going to start to breathe deep into your belly and into your womb energy. So see if you can really, for the first time today, perhaps expand your breath to its utmost capacity. And as you're breathing, start to visualize that surrounding you, there's this golden mist. And today with this solstice energy, I want you to feel a golden light energy is now surrounding you wherever you are, in your house, in your living room. And start breathing long, slow, and deep, and start to inhale and feel this golden mist, this golden light energy begin to weave its way with every breath, with the oxygen in through your nostrils, moving and flowing through the bones of your face, connecting with your heart, and taking one hand and placing it on your heart, and one hand and placing it on your womb or your hara, if you're a man listening to this. And you're going to start just connecting with your own breath and your own places of power, your own places of safety in your body. And as that oxygen and that golden light flows now through into your legs, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your ankles, your feet, you feel yourself lit up. And start breathing now into your brain. I know this is a strange way, but we're working with the subconscious, with the primal. So as you're breathing, I want you to imagine now that the front part of your brain is beginning to light up. It's beginning to light up with this golden light energy. And you see that coming online, the left and the right hemispheres both balanced and aligned. And as you take your next breath, feel into that middle part of your brain, your emotions, the waters, the energy of feeling, and feel that part light up and connect. And now as you're breathing, visualize at the back of your skull, the bottom part, the oldest, the primal part of your brain is also lighting up and connecting and switching on. And all parts of your brain are now lit up with this golden light. And underneath that primal survival mode, there lives the archetype, there lives the wisdom of the primal, the wisdom of the divine feminine, the wisdom of the sacred. So just breathing in to that truth, to that wisdom, to that knowledge that lives already inside of you. And opening up this channel of divinity, of sacredness. And now as you keep breathing, you're going to visualize that there's a channel of light flowing from above you. So perhaps the sun has already gone to bed, or perhaps it's still there, and perhaps it's covered by clouds. But I want you to connect now with the energy of the sun, wherever it is in your world. And see if you can visualize the energy of the sun pouring golden light down from the sun through the crown chakra of your head, and flowing down through the center line of your body. And keep breathing and feel a channel of light now open up to this energy of the solstice, to the highest light point in this year. And as you're breathing now, that channel of light is opening through your chakras, clearing any blocks. And through the soles of your feet, that channel of light is moving now deep all the way to the very center of the earth. And at the center of the earth, this energy connects with a golden lake of light. At the heart of Gaia, there's a golden lake of light, this infinite prana source. And you feel now that you are connected to the highest light of the heavens and rooted deep to the highest light at the heart of Gaia. And just breathing, feeling yourself turned on and activated in this channel of light. And you're going to visualize now that you have a crown on your head, and this is a crown of your radiance. And you see yourself, and whatever crown wants to appear for you, it could be with diamonds or with pearls or with crown of flowers. Visualizing that crown on your head, signifying that you are a king and queen of your radiance, of your light. And visualizing that surrounding you, there's a golden bubble of lights, just signifying that we are entering this sacred ritual space, and that we're held, and that we're safe, and that we're connected across time zones and across countries, and that we are united for this next 45 minutes on this journey together. And just feeling that golden bubble of light connecting out, spreading a web, and feeling yourself strong and centered, connected, aligned. And you can bring your hands down to your lap and then gently open your eyes. So beautiful to connect with you where you all are. And I really felt your hearts and your energy in that. So I'm going to start by just giving a little bit of insight into what's going on astrologically and what the solstice is all about. And then we're going to move into a breath work for clearing. And then the final part, really teaching you my very simple tips of manifestation. It's actually far easier than we think. And this is, I've just seen my friend Mel. Hi, Mel. When we do this. So the solstice comes, and it's considered to be the point of the highest light in our cycles. We're always moving through these cycles, so it's really interesting to notice these 4 junctures around the year where we have the 2 solstices and then the 2 equinoxes. So you can think of this as a time of things coming into bloom, of things, really flourishing, the seeds that you planted back with the equinox in the springtime, to go, okay, what was I feeling? What was I thinking that time? And how is this blossoming? Really tune in with your own intentions and how they're flourishing. And, this is what manifestation is also about. Like, we align with the energies of the cycles of nature, of the moon. And we have a full moon coming up on the 24th. So actually we're only 3 days out of that. It's a really good time to manifest. And then we watch and go, okay, I've seeded these dreams. I've seeded these intentions. Now, how are they coming into fruition? So in theory, it's a time of highest light, but it also comes right now in a time of quite intense astrological times. So we've just had this eclipse last Thursday, and eclipse season is what we're in right now. And you may have recognized this because we have it every year, is where it brings everything to the surface. Okay, so things can feel totally chaotic. It hits each of us in a different place depending where it is in our chart. And combined with that, this year we have this solstice happening in a lot of water signs. So the moon is in Scorpio, we have the sun in Cancer, and so emotions, and then Jupiter is in Pisces. So there's 3 water signs going on. And what that generally brings, especially Pisces, is this time of endings, of closings, of unexpected endings and closings. So if you tune in with what's going on in your life over the last few weeks, you may have felt like, yeah, it's supposed to be this time of light and celebration, but actually you've probably been shifting and releasing a lot of things, or a lot of unexpected things have been coming up into your field. So the first part of this is we're really going to make sure that we work with that, and we're going to do a breath work for clearing and for letting go and for connecting back in with your heart. Because when we have these unexpected shifts in our life, and there's also the energy of the emotions. These water signs are all about how you're feeling, and often the neocortex, the rational mind, will step in and try to make a story around how we're feeling, or there's the right and the wrong of what someone's done to you or what they haven't. And this solstice energy is really going, listen, just let it go, just have faith and trust, and if things are falling away, just let them fall away and let them go. One of the most beautiful teachings I think of this year is just to say, there's no right or wrong at the moment. It's just recognizing when we're all shifting so much right now, we're all coming more into our power, more into our alignment. Old relationships, old soul contracts, karmic patterns, they just don't serve anymore. So often you can get this in a really strong way if you haven't got the message already. The universe will send you like repeated experiences to go, okay, no, this relationship is not in alignment. You need to be creating space. Or perhaps, you know, this plan that you had of your summer or of your job, it's also not happening anymore. So it's just getting really comfortable about sitting in the space. And this is where manifestation comes in, because I actually only use manifestation generally when things are not going well in my life. I call it like manifestation when my chips are down. You know, when things are going great, like I still manifest, but it's usually when like things have really fallen apart and I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to get out of this? And that's when I get really clear on what I want to create out of something that is essentially a shambles or that hasn't worked in the way that I wanted to. With houses, with jobs, with relationships, like I use the same technique. So whatever's been going on in your life, you know, things could be rosy and that's great. And we can just amplify that. But also if you've been experiencing tough times, we're going to work with that. So recognizing that, we're going to start by doing a breath work exercise. It's super simple, and you can do it sitting in the chair. You can do it on your mat, and we're just going to be doing this breath where we're inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the mouth, and we're going to do 30. So it looks like this. Okay, and then at the end of 30, I'm going to get you to inhale and hold. And then you're going to feel this expansion coming at the heart. Now, if you feel like it's too intense for you to inhale and exhale through the mouth, you can also try it with the nose. So you're going to practice either inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. So, or you're going to do with the mouth, okay? And this is going to start to create energy shifting in the body. You're going to, your blood is going to pump more strongly. You're going to be pumping oxygen. And so this way we can clear whatever residue is at the heart and that you're ready to let go of. So before we move into this, I want you to also just tune in with your own intention. Like what has come up for you in this intense eclipse, full moon season? What are you ready to let go of? What's standing in the way? What have you not been able to say goodbye to quite yet? What emotions are you still carrying, like blame, anger, resentment, any of that? Just bring it to mind and then offer it into that channel of light that we've created. So, you know, really surrendering and saying, okay, this is my time to really release so that I can start this new cycle of summer and celebration from a place of real clarity and real connection and freedom. So tuning into what that is and just in your own way, you know, offering that prayer, offering that release. It can be one word, expectation, anything like that. And then from here, we're going to move in and we're going to do 3 rounds like this, okay? So you're going to be inhaling through the nose to begin with, exhaling through the mouth. So we're going to do this first one through the nose. And as you're breathing, I want you to feel your belly breathing down into your heart, but also into your belly. Beautiful. You've got another 15 to go. And see if you can allow that breath to travel down into your womb and into your yoni. Or if you're a man, into your hara and into your genitals. So connecting with your second chakra, connecting with your central energy. Keep breathing. Final 5. And then you're going to inhale and hold the breath. Hold the breath at the top and feel your heart expanding with light, with energy. And then exhale, release. Taking a breath to integrate, just noticing how energy is moving and shifting in the body without any stories. Just feel whether something shifted for you there. And we're going to go again. And this time, if it feels good, you can do it inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the mouth, or you can stay with the nose. So we're going to do 30 more again together. And I want you to be breathing deep now into the depths of your spine, into your root chakra, feeling your root chakra activate, perhaps moving your body in any way it wants to move. As you do this, just allowing the breath to shift the energy. Keep going. You've got another 15. See if you can expand that breath down into your womb, into your central sexual energy, into your root chakra, moving and shifting blocks in your diaphragm, connecting with that inner fire, that inner Shakti, inviting it to move up. And then you're going to inhale and hold your breath as much and long as you can. Feel light energy rising up the spine. Hold that frequency at your heart. Focus between your eyebrows at the third eye. And exhale. Just moving and shaking the shoulders, releasing any tension. We're going to do that one more time, just 15 breaths, okay? And I want you to really, on each exhale, let go. Let go of what you're ready to let go of. Let go of this last cycle. You can let go of everything, okay? You can just let go of all the things and you can start again, okay? So let's begin together. 5 more. And then inhale and hold the breath. Hold the breath at the top. Feel light expanding in all directions from your heart, as if your true nature, your true energy was expanding out in all directions. And exhale, release. And just take 3 breaths there. Letting out any sounds. And you can keep your eyes closed and just bring your hand to start tapping against your heart. Okay, so just final part of this clearing. You're going to just tap around the collarbone. You can open your eyes if you want to see, but you can also listen to my guidance. Just moving, and you can bring both the hands there. Start to tap around the thymus bone, around your throat chakra, around the heart, around the breastbone, just creating and clearing space. And you're all on mute, so no one's going to hear you. I want you to just allow whatever sounds that were stuck there and that want to move, start to move. And this could be a beautiful song. It could be a low, just a low toning, like an ah, ah. Perhaps moving that hand now down to your diaphragm, down to your ribs, down to your womb, or keeping them at the heart, trusting your own intuition, and keep sounding. Ah, ah, ooh. And I want you to keep tapping and sounding and tapping and toning and tapping and screaming if that's what feels good for you. Just trust in your power, your ability to shift your energy, however it wants to move, however it wants to shift. And perhaps bringing your hands down to your thighs, down to your pelvic bone, down to your hip bone, and just tapping out the thighs, the hips as well, sounding what sound wants to move, tapping the back of the spine. We often get energy stuck and trapped in these places. And we're just doing this to clear, to create this channel so that you're a clear channel. and so that your dreams, the truth in your heart, can be heard. Final 15 seconds. Feel into what wants to move. Wow. Ooh. And then bringing your hands and just closing with your eyes closed, just taking a few breaths and noticing what shifted in the energy in your body. Is there more heat? Is there more connection? Is there more freedom? Whatever it is, just acknowledging, accepting, gratitude for whatever's come up. And then when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes, and we'll just meet back here to move into the main part of this. So yeah, really felt necessary today to not just focus on the light, not bypass what can come up in these times, these intense times, but also know, hey, you're a cosmic goddess, you're a feminine mystic, and you just through sounding, through movement, you can shift the emotion, the energy without the story. Okay. So from this place of clarity and deeper connection, we're going to work with some manifestation, and particularly manifestation around love. Now, love can for you mean love in your current relationship. It can be love to yourself, love to your community, and it can also be that relationship that you're calling in. And I work a lot with soulmates. I love love as a topic. People ask you, what do you want to talk about all your time? And I was like, pretty much love. So I'm going to teach you the techniques that I teach my clients related to love and manifestation, and just explain a little bit how I came to get into this. So I was someone who was always fascinated by human potential, and I was like very studious at school. I was a scholar, and then I went and studied at Oxford, and it was all about the power of the mind and about knowledge and things. And I was also really unhappy because I was under all this pressure to like be the best, but like you can't be the best at Oxford and you can't be the best in the world. So it's about, I had to go on a really big journey of self-love, let's say. And around this time where I had left Oxford and I had no idea what to do with my life, I didn't want to become a lawyer or an accountant or anything. I found this book, and it was called Living in the Light by Shakti Gawain. And about the same time, I read an interview with Natalie Massenet from Net-a-Porter, and she had written that she had manifested Net-a-Porter using these techniques from Shakti Gawain. And I was like 24, and I was like, if Natalie Massenet has manifested Net-a-Porter, there must be something in this, right? But like, I wasn't spiritual at all. I was like your quintessential party girl, smoking my Marlboro Lights, like staying out all night, I wasn't meditating at all. Anyway, fast forward a few years, and I'm working in a PR, and I moved to Latin America. I decided that I want to be a travel writer. Like if anyone's ever done PR, especially at the foundation level, it's not the funnest job. You generally just organize things for people and they ignore you. So I decided I wanted to be a travel writer, and I manifested it. So I took a technique from Shakti Gawain, and with my best friend at the time, she really wanted a new partner. She was living in New York and suffering from the dating scene in New York. And it was so simple. We just wrote it out, what we wanted to create, as if it had already happened in the present tense. And crucially, we shared it with one another. And then we were like, cool, that was fun. I think we had like drinking Malbec, and it was like something different to do. Anyway, fast forward 3 months, and I had written the names of all of these magazines, like Condé Nast and Monocle. And she had written all these qualities of her relationship. And fast forward 3 months, and I was writing for all these magazines. And she was also with this amazing partner who she's now married with, and they have 2 kids. So I realized that like, you don't even have to be that spiritual. You just have to trust, and you have to believe, and you have to trust and believe in your dreams and have fun with it. And that's something that I really believe in manifestation, and that comes from writing. It's like, as a little kid, you don't like sit in the classroom daydreaming, and then you're like, oh, there's no point in daydreaming. It's not going to happen. I may as well stop. The little kid loves to daydream. The little kid loves to play. The little kid is like lost in this world of fantasy, imagining it, all things are real. And so the first thing I want to teach you about manifestation is that this is supposed to be fun. We're visioning, we're dreaming. And part of that comes with trusting that the universe, that we really are connected and held in a cosmic field, and that your manifestations will come to you when they're really serving you in the highest and best way. But equally, you've got to play with it. I have a best friend who she does manifestation, but she then will be like, the universe, like, I hate the universe. The universe hasn't given her what she wants. And I'm like, babe, don't say that about the universe, because you know, you can't, it's not the universe's fault that like you haven't got to the place you want to be. So that's the second thing, is just to really trust, like you send this out as a prayer, you send it out as a prayer from your heart, and you trust and you focus on the feeling. Anyway, long story passed, and I ended up becoming a Kundalini teacher, and my life fell apart because of love that I thought was going to be a certain thing, and it wasn't. You know, I thought I'd had my happily ever after, and turned out it was just the beginning of a whole nother path. And on this path, I became a Kundalini teacher, and I started studying something called theta healing. So I'm just going to share something brief about theta if you've never come across it. So theta healing is a very magical, but also very straightforward practice. We connect with the highest energy of the divine and with the creative force energy, and we ask for things to happen. Now it also works with your theta brainwaves. The theta brainwaves are the brainwaves you're in from ages 0 to 7. So it's like when you're this little human sponge and you're basically being programmed with lots of information. So theta is when we access the theta brainwaves, it's like a very slow brainwave that Tibetan monks hang out in. And when we access that, we tap into our subconscious field. Now, your subconscious makes up 90% of your reality, is governed or programmed in some way by your subconscious. So coming back to this search for human potential that I had, I'd never understood what my potential really was. And then I discovered this crazy statistic that 90% of like the drama I was living in my life was rooted in my subconscious. I realized that there was actually like a gold mine, that this was a huge place to kind of start working with and clearing. And as a Kundalini teacher, Kundalini really works with clearing the subconscious, you know, your own patterns, your ancestors, your karmic patterns, and then theta comes in as like a little program upgrade. So if you imagine that 90% of what we're living is a subconscious program that we've inherited from our childhood, from our parents, from society, from our ancestors, from our soul. And actually what we need in this time as humanity is an upgrade. Okay, so it's like we're running on an old program from the Piscean age. And in order for us to really be the souls, the beings, the light warriors that we're here to be, we could do with a little upgrade to help us, because otherwise we're running on this subconscious primal fear, self-sabotage patterns. Okay, so I like to call myself actually like a human coder. So I come to like code and help people shift, and particularly when it comes to love. You know, often what's happened is that we've had our heart broken, and then we create these stories or these fears around what love is, or we find ourselves repeating our parents' relationship or avoiding our parents' relationship. Kind of, you know, I'll give you an example. Like my parents are amazing people. They've been married 50 years, which is a really long time. But they have been kind of bickering for 50 years. So, you know, I had a lot of beliefs to clear around, you know, that marriage is battle, that love is war, that, you know, it's happier and easier to be single. So, you know, I start to recognize, okay, I've experienced this, and now I have this fear around relationships and commitment. So I would always be attracting people who lived in a different country or who weren't ready for commitment, because deep down, like I was terrified of like having a marriage like that, even though I super honor them, and they've taught me so much about dealing with love and couples, because I have been in the middle of it for many years. So each thing that we've transitioned in our life, actually our soul has chosen as a great teaching for what we're here to be and to become. Okay, so that's my little like overview of manifestation. Now, as I explained at the beginning, I use manifestation in all scenarios. So manifestation is basically recognizing that you have these belief patterns, you have these emotions that come as a result, and they send out a vibration into the field. So we're in this field where everything is connected. And based on the law of attraction, like if I have a belief that like there are no good men out there, I'll be sending out a signal like there are no good men, and I'll be attracting the no good men. So it reinforces that pattern. You know, if I have a belief like I don't deserve to be loved, or that I can't be loved and have my career, I'll keep manifesting scenarios whereby I have to choose one or the other, or, you know, so it's basically recognizing that whatever's happening in your life, and it can be with your home, with your job, it's actually all just beautiful feedback to go, okay, what is this showing me? Is it showing me I'm ready for a new path? Or is it also showing me that, wait, I actually have something in myself that I would like to resolve, to heal, because reality is matching like what I believe about myself. And this is where theta can be really helpful, and manifestation comes in. So yeah, understanding that like, you can imagine that your life is like a tree, and the leaves of the tree are like the experiences. The branches are the thoughts and the emotions and the actions that have created those experiences. And then we go all the way down to theta, to the roots, and the roots are your beliefs. So what we're going to do now is work with the beliefs and what you believe around love. And I'm going to teach you more just like how we manifest. Okay. So manifestation is really easy, and we're going to go now into a theta brainwave state. And from there, we're going to focus on channeling the feeling that you want to feel. Now, as we're working with love and with soulmates, I'm gonna stay with this. And if you decide you want to do it for your home or your job, you can create that scenario. Okay. I have to say that I've manifested every home that I have in the last like 3 years, from like having very little money and like living in my parents' attic. And I literally was like, where do I want to live? And I wrote this manifestation that I was living in this jungle paradise with all of my friends in this creative like place, and it was really cheap. It was under like 500 euros or something. And I was like, that's never gonna happen. Like, I'm living like I can't even pay my rent. Fast forward like 1 year, and I find myself in Tulum on lockdown, and I managed to manifest this house where we all live together for 3 months, and we pay $300 each a month. So I just want to give that example to show you don't have to worry about it coming true or not. The most important thing is that you feel excited and it feels aligned with what your heart is calling for. Okay. If I'd sat there being like, that isn't possible, I'm 100% sure I wouldn't have lived it 1 year later. And it's starting to recognize like you're a creative being, you're a God, you are sacred, and you have the power to create and shape your reality. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go on a beautiful journey into theta brainwaves. And from that place, I'm going to ask you to visualize that you are, let's say, like we're in June. So let's say 2 months from now. Okay, let's give it a bit, you can be end of July, August. And I want you to visualize yourself in your highest state. Okay, and you're going to focus on the feelings. You can do this also written down, so you can write it out, or you can just do it as a visualization, depending on whether you're someone who works better with words or with visions. Okay, so if you're someone who prefers words, I'm going to give you time to kind of jot down this scene, and if not, you're just going to feel it. So we're going to go into theta, and I'm going to guide you to focus on that feeling, to create that reality with the 5 senses. Okay. And from that place, we're going to command that happens, and we're going to release some of the fears and blocks that come. And I'm going to get you to repeat a few phrases with me, just so that you can really clearly state that you are ready for this, that you deserve this, that it's safe to have this, because these are some of the blocks the subconscious comes in with, where I'm manifesting like my dream romance, and there I am. And then my subconscious is like, you don't deserve that. Or don't you remember what happened last time you felt that? Things went really bad afterwards. So it will block the manifestation from happening. Okay. So we're going to do a quick process today where we're just going to do like a big release of some of those fears. And then this is what I work with more specifically one-on-one. But recognizing that the solstice is when the earth is so potent. The earth, this Gaia, is like listening. She's like fully alive, fully receptive. So it's a beautiful day to plant some dreams for you, for your life, for where you see yourself in like a month, in 2 months. And if you do, as I'd say, as we're doing this for the first time, I really invite you to focus on one thing. Yes, you can weave in like my relationship is compatible with my job, but not manifesting like a new job, a new house, a new thing, because the subconscious like gets overwhelmed. Okay, so we're gonna go into theta, and as we've already created this channel of light, it's gonna be really beautiful and simple. So you're just gonna close your eyes and listen to my voice for a moment, and come back to that energy of the golden light flowing through your body. Feel that relaxation again, and now you're gonna imagine that there's a bubble above your head. And in that bubble, you're gonna place a mini version of you. And now that mini version of you is rising up, and you're already moving up through the top of the ceiling, through the top of the roof. And this is super easy traveling in this channel of light. You're moving up past treetops, past clouds, past the moon, past the stars, past the sun. You're moving now through the outer reaches of the universe. And now we're moving through bright lights and dark lights, bright lights and dark lights, bright lights and dark lights. And you just feel yourself floating now through the most beautiful golden light. Higher and higher you go, floating through golden light. And now you're moving all the way up through the golden light, and you're entering a rainbow light, and you're going through all the colors of the rainbow. And you feel yourself floating higher and higher through the colors of the rainbow. And now you're entering the most beautiful crystal, iridescent, pearly white light. And you just feel yourself floating higher and higher and higher, expanding and expanding, and you become one with this crystal white light. So your being is expanding and relaxing, expanding and relaxing, expanding and relaxing. And you are this crystal white light. And this is the seventh plane, and this is the place we heal, transform, and manifest from. And this is your theta brainwave state. So we're going to hold this energy of theta, and even if you open your eyes to right, we're going to stay in this state. So when you close your eyes, you come back to it. So I'm going to ask you, for those of you writing, I want you to begin to create a scene. And and for those of you visualizing, you can also just do it this way. So we're going to, I want you to focus on placing yourself, let's say at the beginning of August. It's 1.5 months from now. And you're going to feel as if your highest experience of love, be it in your relationship, be it with yourself, is already happened. Okay? So feel yourself. If you're in a relationship, feel yourself and what it feels like to be in that relationship. Okay? And I want you to focus on the senses. I want you to focus on the feelings as if it's already happened. Okay? And this can be things like, I feel so relaxed. I feel so joyful. I feel so at peace. I feel so happy. And tuning in with what you're wearing, with where you are, and visualize that environment around you. And start to write or dream that scene as if it's already happened and you're living it right now. And I want you to focus on the feelings you feel, first of all. And as you focus on those feelings, breathing those feelings into your body, into each of your chakras. And if it's a relationship, I want you to bring to mind like really key things such as safety, such as feeling seen, such as feeling loved for all that you are. Communication, compatibility, romance, but really this safety and security and trust are really important things. And now I want you to start to weave in the 5 senses. So bringing to mind the scene and now starting to write or dream. What can you taste on your lips? Perhaps it's the fresh wine that you're drinking. Perhaps it's the taste of strawberries. Perhaps it's the scent of summer. Perhaps it's saliva from your lover's mouth. And just bringing to really into mind the sensation of taste. And now you're going to bring into mind the sensation of smell. What can you smell? And taking 3 deep breaths or writing it out. What are you smelling in the scene? And then bring to mind what you can see. So what are you seeing with your eyes, and writing that out or visualizing what it is that you can see in this place, in this scene. And now what can you hear? So listening to the sounds of this picture, of this reality. And finally, what can you touch? Where are your fingers? What are your fingers feeling? What's on your skin? What are you wearing? What is the fabric? If you've written that down, you're now going to close your eyes and you're going to come into that scene. And together we're going to take 5 deep breaths, Just breathing in this feeling, breathing in these sensations, breathing in this. And feel this energy, feel this joy, feel this light, feel your heart and feel your womb. Feel your kidneys expanding. Feel your chest expanding with this dream, and feel your fingertips alive with each of these sensations. And as you're breathing now, coming to visualize that at the center of your heart, there's a smile. And as you're breathing this manifestation, you're going to drop into the smile at the center of your heart. And that heart is smiling so wide and so bright that this is your reality, that this has already happened. And you feel that smile expanding out into golden light through your body and moving out and touching the energy in your life, touching the room, touching your loved ones, touching the people in your life and stretching out across. And as you feel this light expanding, you're going to look above you and you can see that you're now standing in a pyramid. And this is a pyramid that's going to amplify this feeling that you have right now, this belief in this dream. And we're going to send this out across the cosmos. But before you do that, you're going to repeat this phrase with me. And you're going to say it out loud with me after each phrase. And this is what is like your go-to phrase whenever you're doing a manifestation, okay? You're going to say, creator of all that is. It is commanded that everything I just dreamt now manifest in the best and highest way, in the fastest divine timing, and for the best and highest good of all concerned. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. Show me. And before we send this energy up into the pyramid, I'm going to clear some common blocks. So as I ask, you can just say yes out loud. And if you don't want to receive the download, you're just going to stay silent. Okay. So would you like to know what it feels like for your manifestations to be really easy? And to release the belief that life is hard and that you have to struggle in order to succeed and in order to have the love that you want? Instead, would you like to know what it feels like for things to flow in your life with ease and grace, and for the highest love to enter your life in the best and highest way? Would you like to release the belief that there's never enough, that there's not enough love, and that you don't deserve to be loved, and that you have to struggle to prove yourself and to prove that you deserve to be loved? Would you like to release the belief that there's never enough time and that when you fall in love, you will either fail or have to sacrifice yourself? Would you like to release the belief that love is hard, that love is sacrifice, and that true love only comes once? And would you like to release the belief that you're a victim and that life is something that happens to you and that you don't have the power to create and shape your reality? Okay, beautiful. So coming back now to this place of the pyramid, and feeling again that vision, that feeling, the five senses. And you're going to visualize that you're now sending this feeling, this dream up through the channel of light that we opened at the very beginning of the session. And that this is moving up to the tip of a pyramid. You're standing in a giant pyramid, and this energy is traveling to the very pinnacle of the pyramid. And you witness it expanding out as it hits the top of the pyramid, moving through the whole cosmos, sending these feelings out across the cosmos, across the universe. Trusting that when you dream and you play and you send out these signals, that the universe does and will respond. So feeling yourself having sent that dream, sent that feeling out, you're going to come back into the center of that pyramid, and you're going to visualize yourself now walking out of this pyramid. And you feel yourself, just before we come out of the theta state, you're going to visualize that there's a waterfall of light that's flowing over your body. So see yourself standing under a beautiful waterfall energy of crystal healing light that's clearing anything in your field that doesn't stay in the highest resonance with this vibration. Releasing any tension, any fear, any stress out through the soles of your feet. Feel heaviness shift from your body. And now you're going to feel that white light shifting and clearing every cell, every part of your being. And we step out of this magic land of the seventh plane. We come back into our bubble. And now we're moving down through the bubble. We're moving through the white light, coming down through the rainbow light, through bright lights and dark lights, in through the top of the universe, past the clouds, past the sun, and in through the roof of your building, in through the roof of the ceiling. And you feel a white light now entering through the crown of your head and coming in to stay in the center of your heart. You're going to place both hands over your heart and through the soles of your feet, visualizing that golden light energy from the center of the earth rising up. And your body is now flooded with golden light from the heart of Gaia, and connecting with the white light in the center of your chest. You take 3 long, big, deep breaths. And feel yourself back, fully present, connected and held by the white light of the seventh plane, the golden light from the heart of Gaia, trusting that when we manifest in the subconscious, in the theta state, that this is where things can really speed up. So then when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and welcome back. And I hope you had a beautiful journey, and it was so wonderful to take some of you for the first time into this theta space and into working with this light. And this is really just the beginning, you know. It's like, I really advise, you know, if you're cool to this, I actually have there's a lot of mosquitoes here. I actually have some guidelines that, you know, you can chat your email in the chat box, and I can send them, you know, my manifestation 101. And it's just a practice every moon cycle, you know, like get your manifestation journal. Like I have one, and I just like manifest in the present tense, focusing on feelings like it's already happened, focusing on the senses. It's really fun. And then you start to always close with that sign off. This or something better now manifests for the highest and best good. Now, the reason we sign off like that is because we're limited. Like our minds can't really picture. Like I could never have pictured the amazing house I lived in. I could never dream where I am right now. You know, so when I sign off this or something better, I leave the highest space. You know, I leave the space for the universe to come in and make it even more amazing. And I also recognize that like the way I do things could totally mess things up, you know, so that at least if I trust the universe has got my back. It's generally going to make things go in a better way than I could. And if you want things to be fast, you say the fastest and highest divine timing. Because that way, you know, otherwise we're in divine timing, and often we like want to manifest something, it doesn't happen in the timing we want, and so we get really frustrated. So it's recognizing that, you know, for example, if I don't have the family I dream of right now, I'm in full surrender that that's going to happen in the highest divine timing, rather than getting frustrated and going like, where is my beloved soulmate, you know, because I'm not ready yet, you know, and maybe he's not ready. And that brings so much peace, you know, so much peace to your heart if you can trust in divine timing. But it's good to sign off the highest and fastest. So yeah, chat your messages in the box, your emails, if you want me to send that to you. I'm super happy to share it. And I think we're going to open up now for questions. And if you have a desire to work on your blocks in love, like, I'd love to help you. You know, I've had 2 clients this year of mine got married. I've had babies. Like, when we clear our subconscious fears and blocks, your reality will literally respond, you know? So it's not like we sit there talking about it. It goes like, okay, where's this belief come from? What's this pattern? Let's shift it and clear it. And then, you know, you become a master in a way of your reality, and stop living in the victim mode, because you're not like, oh God, why is this not happening? It's like, okay, well, if I'm experiencing this, what's going on with me? How can I shift it? And then I can watch things transform. And this is what magic is, you know, the responsibility of going, I'm creating and shaping this. And then the power comes and you go, okay, I'm learning. I'm a little magician. I don't know what I'm doing. Trial and error. But it becomes a lot more fun, you know. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, thank you, beautiful people. I would love to hear your questions. We have like a few minutes. And amazing. I love all of you. Thank you for your feedback. It was magic to be with you. It was magic to be on this day. You know, we're goddesses, we're sisters, we're women. We just got to keep dreaming, keep connecting with that light, keep honoring that we have these cosmic wombs that are like portals of creation, you know, and the patriarchy has not really wanted us to be in that power, but luckily now it's the time. So, but we can do it in a way that's really fun and that's really joyful, and that we can play and we can do together. And the final part of this, I would say, if you didn't write that out and you have 5 minutes now, go and write it out, you know, just go and write out that vision of the scene, and then go and share it with someone. Share it with your dog, share it with your mom, share it with your sister, you know, because when we speak the truth of our dreams and we have the courage to share them and someone listens to them, that amplifies the power, you know. So I think that's what I learned with my best friend all those years ago. Beautiful. Okay, I have no questions. That means that you're all in a super divine mode. You don't need to ask the neocortex. Amy, do you want to finish off with anything?
Just an enormous thank you, Lola. It really, every time I hear you speak, it puts me in this glittery, trusting, love-filled place, and I'm just so grateful